I know mental health is a weird thing to talk about. Some people out there say that mental health, people saying that they have mental health is an excuse. It's not real. It's a way for them to get out of something and just suck it up and work through it. And to an extent, there are some people that do that. They fake that they have a mental illness and they'll use an excuse. Absolutely, they do. But if you think about how times have changed, has this always been a problem and we just have never addressed it? Or has things changed enough in the environment around us that has caused more young people to have different mental health issues, especially during the COVID times when we're locked up inside? So think about what has changed. We all grew up with phone cords on our phone. The first cordless phone was game changer. We had MySpace. We had iPods. We didn't have touchscreen phones. To get on the internet cost money and minutes. It was never thought about. We didn't really have social media. Think about everything that has churned. We didn't grow up with it. So, how can we sit here and say this doesn't cause mental health? Do we know what the home lives are like? How has the home lives changed? Yeah, there's times mental health wise to suck it up. I get it. We talk about mental toughness. Mental health is a real thing. There's different levels. So we talk about being mentally tough. There's a difference between being mentally tough when you're losing a football game. How do you overcome this as a group and as a team? There's a difference between that. There's a difference between that and a difference with traveling, getting 3 hours of sleep, studying for 2 years of doing this, and then eventually you have a mental breakdown because you can't process things. You don't know how to work things. You're too worried to talk to somebody about it. There's a difference between those type of things. So there's a limit of sucking it up, moving through it, which we all got told to do, then this mental health thing to where they just have to talk through it. Think about as a coach, we always tell kids our doors open, come talk to us about anything. And I don't care if you call people soft. If a kid just wants to come talk to you and talk through maybe their homework with you, that helps them mentally. If they just want to come talk to you about the vacation they took and they went to whatever state and did whatever because mentally they just feel like they want to talk to you about it, awesome. They want to come tell you how they played Call of Duty. I really don't care. That's what it comes down to. So things are made about money. The mental health thing, we have to be careful with because there are kids that take advantage and say, oh, my mental health and everything else. And if we know everything about the kid, yeah, they do it to slide by and, all that stupid, not stupid stuff, all those things. But there are some that eventually mental health's a big thing because they don't know how to process things mentally. They don't know how to handle talking to an adult. And we can't sit here and just say, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up, because we all have different environments. We all have different ways of growing up. We all have different home lives. And then social media is a big thing. The kids are afraid of failure. They're afraid of looking bad. And it's because if someone takes a picture of them and puts it on Twitter, Facebook, or mainly Snapchat, I guess, because it goes out to more people that way, then they look bad. Then they get embarrassed and they don't want to put themselves out there and they don't know how to work through it anymore. And because social media, somebody can come on there and say, well, you look stupid, you look dumb, you look fat. Oh, that's your haircut. And eventually, I know that seems soft to some people because some people grew up in the hood and they've been shot at. They've seen people get killed. And mentally, right now, they're okay. And maybe because they had good support systems around, maybe they just have that mentality of that doesn't bother them. But we're all just different. And we have to make sure that we address that and understand when we're getting played by a kid. Because I've seen social workers, counselors get played by a kid. I'm like, you fell for that. But there are some that truly need it. And I think and I'm getting off on a tangent, but when you look at the college athlete, and this, maybe it works out. Maybe the travel logistics get worked out, but just from the outside looking in perspective right now, it doesn't look good. But they're going to roll with it. They're going to adapt. They're going to adjust. They're going to be tough. These coaches are going to roll with it. Um, and talking to college coaches, they have to adapt. They have to be positive about the changes that happen because it doesn't do any good to complain about it. You can have conversations, but ultimately, you know, mental health isn't looking good, and only time will tell. But